lesbians, gambling, and school politics. These were the ingredients chosen to create the perfect students, but Homura Kawamoto accidentally added an extra ingredient to the formula: insanity. Thus, Kakegurui was created.
I'm going to be frank, man or woman, if you took an interest in this show with the sole purpose of expanding your anime bag or any other simple logical reason, we both know you're lying, bro. Come on, you were just freaked out. Let's just keep it a buck. Well, I know at least Kevin was. But this anime was produced by Mappa, was very popular around the mid-2010s, and I watched it back then. But I was just a little jay just navigating the depths of the internet. So now that I'm grown in maturity and age, I believe it's time for me to revisit some of my old roots, and maybe yours too. So boom, the anime starts off with an intense gambling session consisting of Ryota Shizui and Marisa Tomei. Ryota calls for a showdown, but Mari counters with a royal flush, so she wins the bet. Now, from this, you think she just won the total they both bet, right? Hell nah, she turned that boy into her house bet. I'm so serious, like she had that nigga on fours with a color tag saying Mary's bet. You generally cannot make this up, bro. Gotta pray for my boy, it's getting rough out here. A girl called Yumeko Jabami is transferred to the school, and the class is geeking already, bro. Putting her #1 in that class's prettiest John ranking. Even Mary's getting jealous, it's that serious. And it's understandable. I mean look, ain't no milkman, but black-haired girls? I might just need to play around the snow.
I beg your pardon?
Ryota is appointed to show her around the school, and he asks if she can gamble because, you know, if you can't throw it out in the casino, you're gonna end up as a house pet doing tricks just like homeboy. Gambling is the whole premise of the academy, and she says she's looking forward to it, even laughing like the damn Joker, so we know damn well just from this interaction, ain't nothing normal about that girl. Mary pulls up on her in class and challenges her to gamble. The whole class sees this as an emergency because they set up the entire setting ready for them to start. Yumeko asks Mary what game they're gonna play, and Mary suggests vote, paper, rock, scissors. It's a game where players draw cards from rock, paper, scissors, place them in a box, then chooses one card to play. If there's a tie, they pick from the remaining cards. After 3 ties, the set is a draw, and they have to start again. They start the game by both betting $100, and Yumeko wins the first wager. Homegirl is so confident she decides to bet 2.5k. They agree, and it ends up on a tie. And so for the second draw, Mary wins the bet. They go back to 100, and Yumeko wins once more. Yumeko a real risk taker though, so she decides to bet another 2.5k. Whole crowd was confused. They've never seen someone so eager apart from Mary. Just wait when the anime in the show, bro. I'ma show them how real risk taker is. They bet anyway, draw a tie, but Mary ends up winning again. Begs for the Yumeko talking about, I'm stacking chips, but you stacking L's, we're not the same. And she can't even say anything back. She ended up losing everything. That's a bad look for sure. But Yumeko's not done. Pulls out 50k in cash and has to play one more game. Even flipped her words back to her just in case she ducked. Looking at Yumeko, this wasn't no gambling anymore, bro. This was life and death. Everybody was scared. Mary ends up accepting, thinking she'll win this easily. But oh boy, lightning doesn't strike twice. Or 3 times technically, because, you know, she won 3 times. She draws paper and loses to scissors. Lost all her money and was in debt to Yumeko. She started tearing up, damn near scaring her about her debt like she owes rent. Mary promises to pay it back and Yumeko leaves. Ryota asks how she found out, and she basically says she managed to tell by his actions as he was snitching to Mary behind her. She thanks him though and gives him 5k in hand, and he's not even happy, he's just confused. And I get it. She's freaked out. I mean, look at these eyes. Played rock, paper, scissors as if death was right around the corner. This gambling stuff ain't no joke to her. Eyes glowing like she got the Sharingan. She probably awakened them from winning her first casino jackpot. So after that intense session, the entire class switched up on Mary, bruh. Folks went out their way to even make a replica doll of her and chop its head off like, damn, yo bro, they were really waiting for a moment to break free. And hate on her, I'm in tears, bro. Mind you, this private academy of rich kids, their skills are proven only through gambling, not grades or anything else, just gambling, because they already have social status and power from their families. Meaning, you could be Elon Musk's kid and end up on a leash by another rich kid because you lost a wager. Gambling breaks a person's sanity, I'm telling y'all. And the whole system was introduced by the current student council president, Kirari Momobami. She transferred, gambled, and took over the previous president and changed everything. Just from that, you can already tell she's worse than Yumeko because Who the hell puts pet play and degrading as a system? And worst of all, Yumeko is getting enough to this. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Geeked up over some fetish system of extreme gambling. Standards cannot be this low, bro. Anyways, a girl called Itsuki Sumiragi from the student council comes up and challenges Yumeko to a gambling game called Double Memory. It's a game where players match both suits and numbers of cards to earn points. Itsuki bets 100k, god damn. But Yumeko says she doesn't have that much money on her, so Itsuki gives her 100k to bet like it's nothing. Yo, just hearing that money alone got my wallet coughing, bro. They both start playing, flipping cards one by one, and it's getting tense, but eventually, Itsuki won as she paired most cards. Yumeko's in debt right now, so she cries for one more round. And what comes next genuinely had me freaked out a little bit, bro. Itsuki don't care about the money, bro. She's asking for her nails for the bet, not the ones Drake be getting done. The actual nails of her fingers. Shorty got a whole collection too. Like, is this not borderline psychopathic behavior? And Yumeko accepted, including her toenails. She only said nails. What do you mean toenails too? I wasn't joking when I said this gambling stuff was life or death. But bro, we're talking about Yumeko here, the grim reaper of gambling. Because as soon as the game starts, she sees through Itsuki's trick and guesses 54 cards in a row. All of them correct too, meaning she ends up winning the bet. Started geeking, she loses it again and starts scaring homegirl like she just scared Mary. She ended up making her cry too, pleading for forgiveness because she cheated and still lost. And you know what was her response to this?
Lame ass bitch.
This was frying me, son. She really does all this for the love of the game. It was so bad to the point that the whole student council had to regroup and make a plan on getting rid of her by making her in debt forever, bro. I don't think you understand. They're trying to slam Yumeko into debt. Is that not crazy? Taking her out of the game because she's too dangerous. I told y'all, the grim reaper of gambling. And then we go to Mary. Mary is in the trenches right now. I'm talking about water ice soup for dinner. So she's trying to get herself back up by gambling against Yuriko. She's so eager that Blind Girl is cheating, so she bets everything in hopes that one of her numbers gets picked. And one of them did. But that mean nothing. She just lost again. And now, she's down to 250k in debt, bro. Some of y'all undermine the concept of money. 250k. Imagine that right now. This that Denji debt, I ain't gonna lie to you. You come to me with that debt, I'm gonna tell you one thing.
There go another player tip. You gotta kill yourself.
She lives in defeat, regretting gambling her last chip and meeting Yumeko in the first place. Now, Yuriko Nishio meets the duo and proposes a game with Yumeko, which she accepts. The game is called Life or Death, where players bet on numbered holes that swords might land in. If a sword lands upright, you win 30 times of your bet. If downward, you lose and pay your opponent 30 times the amount. Players agree on the chip amount beforehand, and once the cup is shaken, they have 10 seconds to place their bets. Yuriko says Yumeko should aim high, and she does by putting 200k. The dealer tosses the swords and they start with 10 chips, with each one counted 150k once they're placed. The dealer opens the cup and neither of them wins as no number they bet has a sword landed on. Ryota tells her she ain't built for this. She got her back up, but she's not moved. In fact, she even starts cooking Yuriko for giving Mary false hope and then leaving her worse than before with the debt. She said,
"You're shit and you know it."
Oh!
like bro, where did all this heat come from? She can talk trash and back it up because she's good at gambling. You gotta pray you don't bump into her, bro. Made it worse by making fun of her name because it rhymes with numbers. Shorty was this close to jumping her and dragging her by her hair, but she kept it cool. So they do one more round, and Yumeko bets everything, all 40 chips. Mind you, that's like, actually, let me calculate real quick. 150k times 40, 60 million.
Bro, what the f is you even talking about, bro?
Just saying that amount makes a nigga think about the lifestyle and shed a tear. The dealer tosses the swords and they start placing their chips, but before time is up, Yumeko calls out Yuriko, saying she's cheating. She exposes the dealer for having fake moles on her hands, which are piercings. She explains that one sword is magnetic and the dealer can somewhat control its position using the magnet and piercings. Yuriko calls cap, but Yumeko says that trick only gives her a tiny advantage, not a guarantee to win. But still, Yuriko didn't need to win every game. She just needed to make enough to stay on top and not turn into a house pet. When I tell you, Yuriko was stressing, sweat all over her face, piss in her pants, like she genuinely thought she was finished, bro. Could already feel the pet color being made in her name. She thought it was going to be the end of her. But then, as soon as the dealer was about to reveal the swords, Kirari and others from the council pop up just to witness the game because it was that serious. Homegirl opens the cup. Yuriko had one number on life by coincidence, but Yumeko didn't. Yuriko won 1.2 million in total, and Yumeko was 600k in debt. I mean, personally, I had that feeling she was gonna lose. You know what they say, third time's the charm. So now, I can assume where Yumeko stands right now. In the same place as Mary. Her friends completely switched up on her and started dogging her, but Yumeko. Yeah man, we already know what type of timing she was on. Kitten play, bro. Or some freaky vibes, the girl didn't even want to cook her no more. Like bro, she's on foes. Meowing and everything, like, hey, watch out man, watch out. Can't be showing all that to the viewers, bro. Some of y'all neurons probably already activated from witnessing this scene alone. That's a minor, by the way, so watch out. But turns out, the student council actually freed her from her debt against Yuriko for unknown reasons. And instead, he gave her this life plan in the academy, I guess. And you'd never guess what's inside of it. Ain't no secret to the One Piece or LeBron's immortality. It's forced marriage. Unless she can pay off her debt, her life is in total control of the school, meaning she's forced to marry an ugly rich guy as a form of refund to her debt. And Mary got the exact same thing. Little girl over here named Runa Yomozuki. I thought she was like 10 or 11, but apparently she's around the same age as everybody else. Like, damn man, I low-key thought they endorsed gambling to children. But anyways, Runa said the same thing to Mary, except she got it worse. If she can pay her debt back, she's getting married to a lolicon. Oh my goodness gracious, bro. A lolicon. Thoughts and prayers to her, bro. You basically pay your debt with your life as a house pet, and we're about to witness it as some random dudes call up Yumeko and they tell her to remove her clothes, and she denies and gets choked. And I can assume from here you can guess what's been set up next. But thankfully, one of the council members called Midori Ikishima steps right on time to save our protagonist, flips the script by pulling out a gun with one bullet, challenging him to a gamble. If it doesn't fire, he can do whatever he wants to her, but if it does, he gets shot. She even dares him to pull the trigger instead. And clearly, the guy isn't a fan of mentally insane alternative women, so he and his gang leave. Angola, just for that bro, I would have shot him. But Yumeko was saved and said thanks. But Midori? Yeah, nah, she was annoyed by this, bro. I couldn't even tell you if she was mad at the fact that he didn't gamble, or she wasn't his type, or both. Either way, bro, she was so annoyed that she had to play Russian roulette by herself in the bathroom. No bullet came out, and this freaked her out so bad, I can't even tell you what she did after, bro. But just so you know, if you watched that scene and enjoyed it, then I gotta tell you this. All y'all going to hell. You are there, hell, you, hell, you, hell. Ryota wants to help Yumeko clear her ass pet debt and learns about an upcoming event called the Great Debt Repayment, which Mary also finds out. At the hall, a lady named Sayaka Igarashi explains the game, where basically, students play in groups of 4, swapping debts based on who wins or loses. In short, it's a second chance for those who are drowning in debt. Sayaka announces the groupings, and Mary and Yumeko end up in the same team. They are playing Indian poker, where players see one card, but the second is held to their forehead so only others can see it. Best hand is a pair, then matching suits, and then a pig, aka no match. Each player gets chips worth a tenth of their debt, and the game lasts 10 rounds. The players must put one chip per round to play, with a max bet of 5. The highest total chip value at the end wins, and that's pretty much it. Also, unless you get caught, cheating is allowed, which is crazy. The broke duo finds that challenge duo, which are Nanami, no, not this one, Nanami and the dog from earlier. Angola, bro, we gonna see his downfall. I'm expecting full court shots like 2011 Tyreek from Mari and Yumeko. First round, everybody bets small, but Yumeko pushes through. Mari folds, and Jun wins with a pair. Second round, Nanami deals. Jun goes crazy, and everybody else folds. Second win struck for him, he starts talking about, I'm him. Yo, don't celebrate too early, bro. Third round, Yumeko sees her strong cards and bets. Jun trying to manipulate her into keeping her chips, but she doubles down and wins, he starts stressing. Fourth round, Mari's the dealer. She's got her 8 of spades and throws in the bet. Yumeko uses Jun's chip to bet, and Mary, thinking about the ice water soup waiting for her at home if she loses, decides to go all in. Jun folds thinking she had good cards, but nah, Shorty was bluffing. Played these as like a trick, she had a pick this entire time. And then the next 3 rounds, he just kept losing. I was happy as hell. And the broke duo caught him cheating with Nanami with the card placements. Turns out, Nanami is also Jun's quote-unquote Plato, so there's even more of a reason to want that nigga dead. Free homegirl ASAP, some people need to be gone, bro. Sayaka points out that everyone's cheating, but Yumiko's like, nah, I won't snitch, let's just keep it going, it's more fun. And Jun just wants this game to be over, so Sayaka lets it go, and round 7 starts. Nanami uses Yumeko's trick to show Jun her suit in hand, and he told her to play it. But when she only called, a nigga was about a snap away from beating her ass. Mari clapped back and called him a dumbass and folded along with Yumeko. He was stressing thinking Mari was blocking his win. The scores right now are Yumeko leading with 600k and Nanami with 200k. John tried to bluff with a Mari chip, but she wasn't buying it and dared him to bet with a Yumeko chip if he was so confident, and his ass fell for it. Just thinking about being on forwards with a tag made him sick to his stomach, so he made Nanami bet a Yumeko chip while ignoring her dead. Yumeko and Nanami both had suited hands, but Jun was better, winning him 5 Yumeko chips. But she said, don't be celebrating too early, my boy. And then in the final round, Jun planned to fold thinking he was going to be safe until he realized Yumeko and Mari might rig it, so Nanami wins. Nanami had the legit pair and bet a Mari chip. Yumeko raised with her own chip, saying she wants to spice things up and bet on Nanami winning, and Mari joined in. And none of that gave Nanami a chance to take it out with 900k. Jun saw that and took no chances. He said, hell nah. Nanami, fold or these hands gonna be connected to your face. And there it goes, ladies and gentlemen. Yumeko's insanity makes an appearance once more. And this time, I can somewhat justify this course of action because manipulating home duality and freedom, I can mess with that. I even encourage it. All these damn years of bullying, you gotta get up and get your get back, man. Putting her hair for no reason. This is why bullies are the epitome of stupidity, because what do you gain from doing that, bro? Some bullcrap. Nanami realizes that being a housemate forever ain't it, so she called one Mari chip. Jun got so pissed, but he knew they were gonna put him to sleep if he tried anything. Yumeko is insane, man, like she's really in this for the love of the game. And then, their cards were revealed and showed that Mari is first with 900k, Nanami is second with 500k, Yumeko is third with 400k, and Jun is last with 290k. He yelled calling cap on everything, but the results were true. He argued his Yumeko chips should have been way more, but Mari lied saying they swapped their chip values. Yumeko's were worth 24k and Mari were worth 165k and no one noticed. Dark days for him, bro. He saw himself forced to back, he couldn't handle it. He was about to put his hands on Mari. Busaka put him down and then told him he now owed 1.7 million, and if he couldn't pay, he'd become a house pet forever. The scream he let out, bro. You think the Joker was torturing him like he did Jason? It's that serious. Mari gets a 1.4 million check from Ryota, and Yumeko praises her very closely. But that's not a problem. Mari pays off her debt and is free from the house pet shackles. The same girl who dogged her came back talking about, we're still friends, right? Still friends? After this? I'm gonna let you gain a few smacks to the face. But apparently, it's in the rules to be mean to house pets, which is questionable. But so far into the show, not surprising. Eventually, she goes with Ryota and then trying to figure out why Yumeko hasn't paid her dad despite having the money now. Even the student council was trying to figure this out, like, bro, Yumeko got money, man. Like money. She bought an entire hospital full of staff to take care of her sister, who folded thousands of bills into origami. Do you know how financially free you have to be to just do that, bro? She probably joined the academy just to cause terror. I'm telling y'all, this girl is the Grim Reaper of gambling. They found out that she wants to gamble with the council president though, and Midori wanting to gatekeep Yumeko. Arrested her? Like, okay. Ryota tries to white knight, but they bagged him too. They end up in this underground basement, and Midori basically says, me and you, we're one in the same. Two homeboys who love gambling, so let's gamble like perverts. Don't know what that means, but alright, bro. They're gonna play a game called ESP where players guess whole 5 cards will be laid out. You get 1 point per correct guess, and whoever has the most points wins. Yumeko asks how much to bet, and Midori says, with your life. Whoever wins pulls the trigger of a revolver they randomly choose from a box. But this freaky ass game, man. She started getting aroused just thinking about the thrill of it, and Yumeko followed along as long as Ryota was the dealer. Only 3 matches, and the loser paid off 5 million. S-tier badges of freakery and insanity. Even Ryota started thinking of Yumeko's death if she were to lose. But she tells him he can do this with a sign. So despite the heavy stakes, our boy logs in and starts the game. Turns out, there's no signs, it was just a bluff to trick Midori. Both of them load their revolvers. Midori puts 3 bullets in hers. I'm thinking, bro, is there any issues at home? You really trying to check out this early, bro? Man, damn, bro, ain't nobody rushing you. They set the cards, and Ryota flips them as instructed. Midori wins the first round with 3-2, then grabs a revolver and points it at Yumeko. Yumeko starts talking about some, hey, put the pole down, bro, we ain't gonna do all this. And then there's me and Ryota just praying on the side she lives. But Mindari shoots anyway. But was that the end of Yumeko? Yeah, bro, she did as hell. I'm playing. She filled her revolver with lipstick, so there's no bullets in it, meaning there's no point in shooting. Yumeko asks why she's doing this, and then we get Midori's backstory. She had everything, bro. Money, skill, status, she was on top of everything. Apart from men, because like low-key, they were hating on Homegirl because she wasn't their type. Everything that she had, none of that made her happy. So eventually, she was in debt of 1.5 million and she couldn't pay it back. So Kirari said she's gonna pay by giving her a right eye. So what does Midori do? Stab her own eye and somehow get thrilled and freaky about it. I don't know, I couldn't tell you, dog. Let's just keep it moving. Kirari was satisfied and makes her the promise that if she joins the council, one day she'll kill her. And that's why Midori loves the thrill of taking risks, because apparently it makes her feel alive and escape the pain and fear of death. She's a risk taker down to the core, and I respect that, honestly. Round 2 starts, and Ryota figures out the only way for Yumeko to win is if he copies her card set up from round 1, so he does that. Midori is still yapping about the thrill of taking a risk, but Yumeko says she's not shivering because she knows Ryota got her back. And Midori gets so angry by that, she literally refills all with 6 bullets like, dog, slow down. What the hell do you mean 6 bullets? Yo, at this point, just be rushing bullets because, why? I hate when women die, bro. We don't need to go that way. Yumeko wins with 5-3 thanks to Ryota and grabs the revolver and aims it at Midori. Homegirl losing her damn mind. I wonder if I'm allowed to even show that. Yumeko shoots and nothing comes out because she knew it was her gun. Ryota is amazed by her mind games, but then realizes Midori and her girls are cheating. But Midori threatens to kill Yumeko unless he cooperates, so he lays down his cards. Yumeko said you're not going to disrespect her homeboy like that, and loads 2 bullets in her gun as punishment, and Midori does the same. Then Yumeko exposes Midori.
You went live and said you pop niggas. You don't pop niggas. You went live and said you whoop niggas. You don't whoop niggas.
Explaining how the mirrored video setup gave it away. She also reveals she anticipated Ryota's moves and even the cheat itself. Midori is gassed up from getting caught, and she starts begging to be degraded. I'm not gonna go over detail, but the stuff she said... Yeah, man. Yeah. Yumeko flips her cards and also got all 5 wrong. And she realizes that Midori did this on purpose, so only her could feel the thrill. Yumeko mad as hell, she said her game trash. Her cheating game trash. And her face trash. Keep cooking her goat. Midori crying and peeing herself, talking about, you're my white gambling goddess. Like, dog, what's the correlation in this? What are you saying? You know what, bro? I'm not even surprised. She begs one last time to be shot as Yumeko leaves, but she refuses. She regroups with Ryota and plays head or tails on who's paying for their buffet. Ryota's pockets empty the tough channel, so he declines, but she gives him that Jean Aiko look. Hey bro, and nobody can resist it, including me and you watching this. They play, and it lands on tails, meaning Yumeko has to pay. Whilst that was happening, Kirari was asking Mary to join the council because her play during the depth event was insane, but Mary refused. Tries again by borderline seduction? Low-key? But Mary refused again because of the house-pet system. And she's right, bruh. Kirari is a sociopath because what do you mean you see humans as a food chain? You sure they are cannibal or something, bro? Hey, we gotta put on our watch. And Mary was not gonna let that go. Kirari said, you're not Superman, that system is staying. So Mary promises that she's gonna cause her downfall. Fast forward, the Midori versus Yumeko gamble was so mind-boggling, the president had to dip in a helicopter to find out who the hell Yumeko was. It's been a week since, and the council is still stressing over Yumeko. They don't know what to do. So Yumemi from the council decide that she'll deal with her once and for all, and Mayuda decides to help. Meanwhile, the nail girl, aka Itsuki, comes back and tells the truth that if Yumeko becomes the council president, she wanna be part of it, otherwise, her father's gonna kick her out the crib. And Yumeko accepts her in her team, even if she doesn't end up as the council president. And it's low-key scary, like, yo, the run she's having? It's insane, bro. Like, we're witnessing 2012 Messi in live action if it were gambling. Rainbows and unicorns on her face, but she can ruin and control anybody behind that smile. It's crazy. Yumemi turns out to be a popular singer, and she's having a meet and greet. And oh boy, just look at this fat ass nigga, man. All it took me was one glance, just one, and I already knew what kind of man he was. Either way, she sends an invitation to Yumeko to gamble, and she takes it. They meet up, and Yumemi basically says that if Yumeko wins, she'll get 270k and lose her house pet status. But if she loses, she'll be in even more debt than before, and the only payback she'll have instead of forced marriage is to become a duo singer with her, which honestly, that doesn't sound too bad. Like, you get the fortune and the fame, which can be annoying. I mean, if it means I can beat Claro, I'll do it. Yumeko asks why she became an idol, and she replies because of her fans.
Stop the cap.
Says she's a liar, and even pulled up evidence. I'm crying, son. You don't beef with people like that. She couldn't even hide it no more. She hates every single one of them. She's only doing all this because she wants a Grammy and to be on the red carpet. Yumeko's sneaky ass was putting on a facade, and turns out she was recording the entire convo. Uses it for the gamble there as blackmailing if the idol girl loses that game, bro. Do you see how she's moving? 99 budgets overall, man. Doorkeeper couldn't believe she got tricked. She pulled the white woman tears method in hopes of being safe. Yumemi was mad as hell. She didn't care about that. She wanted to know who snitched and who sent Yumeko the fan letter. And it looks like Rina did it, trying to see her council members downfall for fun. And you know what? I'm trying to see her downfall too, so I ain't complaining. Eventually, it's game day and everyone's ready to witness this. They got my girl Yumeko with them fit and it looks tough. I'm smelling Vivienne Westwood X Gucci for the red top, Balmain for the blue undershirt and skirt. She fitted up. The game starts with whoever sings the best based on the audience reaction and score wins. Yumemi sings and she gets an overall 85 from the audience. Now, it's Yumeko's turn and dog.
Go, my nigga. Go get money.
Pulled up the most angelic voice, everybody was baffled, including me. She's got an overall 98 score and won the first game. Yumemi is furious, bro. She's talking about she'll make sure she ends up in the same industry as Sarah J. Like, whoa, bro. Relax, it ain't that deep. Chill on my demon Yumeko, bro. Anyways, they play the second game and Yumeko wins with a score of 2-0. Third game starts and they have to get someone's birthday month and whoever's closer to the date wins. Mary gets picked out of the crowd, so Yumeko puts down 6th of June. But Yumemi thinks it's a trick and writes down 9th of September. But she got played once again because Yumeko did put down 6th of June. And Mary's birthday was in March, meaning Yumeko is closer, which concluded her victory and won the 270k. But nah, it's not over yet. Remember the recording? Yumeko wants problems, bro. She wants to see the council burn. So she's threatening Yumemi about it. But homegirl decides to expose herself to her fans. And so, she plays the tape.
Let's go. Let's go.
Can I put my balls in your jaw? Your jaw. Balls in your jaw. Can I? Can I put my balls in your jaw? Your jaw. Balls in your jaw. Can I?
But the fans, they die hard like Kanye fans. Like, you could be the most controversial.
It was a Jewish doctor.
Washed artist of all time, and they still be riding. They just keep on cheering and rooting for her. And it ends with her and Yumeko making an unreleased call-out performance to the fans, and I guess it's a happy ending for once? But nah, they still gotta find out who's the snitch who planted the letter. And just as expected, the culprit was said to be not Runa, but none other than Manyuda himself. I mean, he started the whole event, so it definitely makes sense. He comes down and says on everybody's lives it's not him, that they don't have proof. Ain't got no backup or anything. Look at my lawyer, dog. I'm going to jail. Yumeko challenges him to gamble to prove his innocence, and he says hell no. So she demands an official match, since she's still a house pet. Everybody's face wide open like it's a forbidden ritual, but Manyuda accepts it. The vice president is the dealer, and they'll settle this with a game of poker. They can swap cards once, but can only bet or raise, no folding or calling. The player who bets the most chooses if the winner is decided by the strongest or the weakest hand, with ranking reversed if the weakest hand is picked. Yumeko bets 1.7 million and Manyuda bets 6 million. First round starts and Yumeko picks stronger hand and she wins. She has a ace. Everything's smooth, like she won another 2 million. I'm like, okay, pop off, twin. Second round comes on and Yumeko throws her best card and bets everything she's got for whatever reason. Whole room is thinking she got a trick up her sleeve because that's how she's been moving against everybody she played. But remember, she's playing against a nigga with a low card and his lenses lit up. That's how you know she was about to get knocked out. Because he lays down all his cards, picks the stronger hand, and wins the round. It's like witnessing a murder in real life, bro. She had 0 left and Manyuda was up by around 7 million. But it's Yumeko, so you know it ain't over yet. Calls up Itsuki and starts begging for money like your broke homeboy begging for food when he sees you eating. Manyuda says she can get back in the council, but even with money, she's still a lame bum. Whereas Yumeko manipulates her into thinking she's not a lame and she should give her the money to gamble. And then we get a little flashback like when she became a student council and she was basically used as a piggy bank by him. The whole time Yumeko is moaning in her hair like Dexter talking about get your gambling freak on. Come on man, like this is the BS that we're talking about. But you know what? It's working. And so she claims revenge on him by giving Yumeko 6 million to bet. She said he's gonna fall today and that me and you got nothing coming. Hey, this is giving me goosebumps, so let's just get on with it. 4th round starts and they both raise 2 cards. The problem is that they both want to go first to have the right to pick, so they go band from band. Then went chip for chip over control of the game until Yumeko was empty. And that's why Itsuki comes in and she goes band for band against Mayuda until she's bankrupt. He really pulled up the receipts and everything, like ooh, okay bro, you got money. But that won't save you from having this bum ass haircut, dog. Either way, Yumeko sees no choice but to manipulate Itsuki into betting her entire heritage since the family is super rich, including Yumeko's. Itsuki rips her nails off, which is questionable, like why did you do that? You could've just... Never mind. She bets though, and in total, that's around 63 million being put down right now. Mayuda's like, this ain't in the rules, little bro, but the vice president allows it. He starts stripping and says she has no authority, and she's like,
Are you sure?
Lord knows how that's even possible, but as soon as she takes off her mask, it's revealed to be Kirari herself. Bro, if freaky, intense, life-threatening gambling sessions weren't enough, they got goddamn Shadow Clone's abilities now. Like, are we for real? What's next? Transformations? I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, the president is here, and she wants to see drama, so she allows Itsuki and Yumeko. Mayuda losing his mind. He was literally set up for success, so he can't lose this. He decides to bet his entire life too, which is estimated around 50 million, so he has the upper end right now. Itsuki begged if they could wager Mari and Yota too, but the president said them niggas are broke.
Nigga alert.
Broke. Mayuda gets to pick, and he goes for the stronger hand. Shows his set, and he got 3 of a kind. Itsuki started crying, bro. She's already thinking about the stuff they're gonna put her through. Yo, you might as well put the collar on right now, bro. But turns out, that was a whole facade. Yumeko revealed her set, and she had 3 of a kind jacks, meaning she had the stronger hand. And that's why she's the GOAT. It was over for Mayuda. Saw his life flash before his eyes. They shoved it in his face so hard, brother had a heart attack and passed out. It was so serious to the point nigga dyed his hair in between. Like what? Nigga lost all his money and turned into Ken Kaneki over some damn gambling, bro. This is why I don't promote it, guys. That's living proof right here. And finally, we get the meeting we've been waiting for. The 2 demons born from the depths of hell, Yumeko and Kirari. They're over here flirting with each other, talking about life and death. And we come to find out that they both want to test each other's insanity until one of them drops dead. Like literally dead. So here we go, guys. We're in the final battle. Grab your chair, grab your food and drinks, because I know this is going to be cinema. Runa's the referee for this match, and they decide to gamble the entire school. So whoever loses will never be able to step in this academy ever again. They're going to play the cards of fate. Basically, this game uses 22 cards, and the 3 players draw 1 card each, numbered from 0 to 21. If the total of cards is positive, then Yumeko wins, but if it's negative, then Kirari wins. And then we got the full card, which is special. No matter the situation, if the full card is upright, Yumeko wins. If it's reversed, Kirari wins. The cards represent the past, present, and future, and they will decide the outcome of the game. Yumeko has present, Kirari has past, and Ryota will be playing future. The game starts, and Yumeko goes first by picking a card, and she gets 1 point from it. Kirari goes next, but before, she really sets the mid between them two, bro. The tension is so heavy, bro, like, you might as well just kiss. She moves on and draws a card, which is minus 21 points, which puts Yumeko at minus 20. At this point, unless Ryota draws the full card upright, this was going to be Yumeko's last day. Mari and Itsuki started praying to God for a sign until they realized something. Kirari held the full card earlier, and one of the cards has her gloss on it. And eventually, Ryota notices it too. So he was about to draw that card, so Yumeko wins and Kirari loses. But then, he stopped. It felt too obvious to pick that card. He didn't want to be a pal no more, bro. He started preaching like he made the game. He even confessed to Yumeko, bro. And when I tell you, Yumeko was freaked out, man. Like, her water exploded, like, you gotta be kidding me, man. Maybe Ryota is just stuff like that, bro. Who knows? They both lock in, and he starts spinning around until he chooses a card. Pulls it out, and it's revealed that the card gives 20 points, meaning Yumeko is back at 0. meaning the game ends in a tie, which means both players get to stay at the academy. It's a win-win situation. Kirari said she was happy as hell and looks forward to another game with Yumeko, and so was she. All well that ends well, I suppose. But wait, didn't the president fly away? How did she end up in both places? Well, that wasn't her who went on the plane. That was her twin sister, Ririka. And yeah, that's pretty much the first season of Kakegurui. Yumeko joined and altered the balance of the academy overall, and it's been insane since. Hey, despite all the weird moments, I enjoyed this show. But I ain't gonna lie, bro, that was such a hell of a ride. I genuinely thought I would never end finishing up this video. That really took a lot out of me, bro. I appreciate your dedication if you made it this far. If you want season 2 covered or any suggestions, please let me know down below. I love you. Until next time.
Bitch for the right, son, that nigga head, he dead. I done came in with a gang and he scared. Test me.